I believe there are 5 skills that many artists lack, and these are skills that lead to failure. I'm talking about marketing, I'm talking about promotion, but I'm talking about also how to sell, engage with fans, and money management skills. Without this information, an artist cannot thrive. And music creators want to know how to do one or all of the following things, and I believe they need to know all of the following things to succeed. So, in order to get to the next level, you're going to need to know the basics of all of these. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover Show. My name is Casey Graham. Look, we're going to hop right in. And I'm going to say this. The problem that you're having right now and the reason why you're lacking these skills is probably your desire for success. You see, the desire for success may be limiting you in your search or quest for the knowledge to possess these 5 skills that I'm talking about on today's show. The person who does not have the fire within their veins will not actively go after this knowledge, just basic knowledge that it will take to survive this industry. Without that fire, without that desire, that thirst for success, you're not going to win at all in this position. But let's say you have the thirst and you don't know where to go, so you're just shooting in the dark everywhere. That is something that we're going to have to put together on today's episode. You need to know where to find this information. I'm not saying all information is correct everywhere you find it, everywhere you look for it, and from all the sources that you'll get it from. But I am going to give you some sources that have really changed my life and the trajectory of this show and this channel. Because you cannot find this information, many of you all become apprehensive about starting. This puts you in a position of, no forward movement. You may get discouraged, a little bit of depression may set in, or you may quit altogether. And that's the problem. We have the thirst, we don't know where to get the knowledge, so we become apprehensive about starting or pressing go or moving forward. All these problems right here are really what hides great art, I feel. No artist should go without having a basic understanding of these skills, so let's dig in. Let me tell you a little bit about myself when it came to these skills. I failed because I didn't know how to sell. Early in my career, I didn't have the fire or the hustle to sell. And if I knew what I was getting into when I first got into this business, maybe my trajectory would have been different. I probably wouldn't be doing this channel. But I figured it out and I figured I would help you. So I didn't have the fire, the desire, the thirst for success. I was very much in a mentality of go to college, you get a job, and you do your thing, right? And I thought I could do this with recording engineering. How naive I was at the age of 17, trying this. Needless to say, it didn't work out, but I'm having the time of my life helping people and teaching people. So I didn't have that desire, didn't have that thirst, and I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to market what I was selling either. At that time, the only thing we had was Facebook and MySpace. So I didn't have any business vernacular, any skills or anything like that. I didn't know how to promote it besides being in the studio and being a fly on the wall as an engineer, and anybody who had time to listen to my beats, they could listen to it and I would give them a beat CD. I didn't know how to promote. I lacked those skills. So the one thing that I did, which is what a lot of people do, is they say, hey, I'm going to get a manager. And I did. I thought that the manager would actually help you do all of this. Little did I know that many managers don't possess these skills themselves because they don't know what they're selling either. That's a problem, because now you have the creative that doesn't know what they're doing, and you have the person who represents the creator that doesn't know what they're doing, and you're both running around wasting time with your heads cut off. We got to get in the mindset of selling. I didn't know how to engage with the people that were taking my beat CDs. I didn't know how to follow up. I was very much in a hurry up and buy phase. If you don't buy, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm not going to come back to you. I'm telling you, I know you all. I know a lot of you all are in that space. I want to get you out of there. Now I'm going to give you some books today. Some locations of knowledge that changed my life in a short amount of time. And for those of you all who have been following the Music Money Makeover Show, you know that when you saw it in the beginning, it wasn't all that great. So let's go through these books that I have for you. Enough about this story, okay? This is the first book. This changed my life. This changed how you view the Music Money Makeover Show, how you hear the information. It's Donald Miller, Building a Story Brand. Without this book, the show wouldn't be what it is now today. I wouldn't have had a drastic change without reading this book, and I recommend all creative music artists read this book, especially songwriters, because this will teach you how to write better songs, okay? And rappers too. Anybody who actually writes with the pen, this will teach you how to write better songs. And if you can parallel it enough, if you make music, this will teach you how to make better music or compositions. Donald Miller, Building a Story Brand. This will teach you about marketing. It'll teach you about marketing, trust me. It will get your marketing down. And if you read it, you'll see the remnants of it in the show. So the next book or source of information is Copywriting. Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. This book alone, I don't know if you can, okay, you can see it. This book alone right here changed my trajectory on, I'll just say it, my YouTube titles. But this speaks the language of how to sell to people, okay? If you don't know how to speak the language of selling, not marketing, but actually selling to get people to open up their wallets and buy, nobody will buy. You need to know how to speak it. And if you can write it, that's even better. And that's what copywriting is called. This is not for registering your songs at the copyright office. This is called copywriting. And this book changed my sales trajectory, speaking the language of sales, so that I could get people to buy. And you need this. This is a framework book, just like Donald Miller's book. The next book came from a viewer of the show. He called in a couple times and he recommended this book to me. This is by Alex Hermosi, $100 Million Offers. This one is yet again changing my life as well and changing the Music Money Makeover show. I recommend that you get it, okay? I recommend that you get this book because you need to know how to sell your merchandise, your digital product merchandise, and this guy is going to get it done for you, okay? None of these books have any filling or any fluff in them. They're very straight to the point. I've been in the game for 23 years. I know I read a lot of books. I've been to a lot of seminars. I've done courses, you name it. But nothing has changed what I do in any way, shape, form, or fashion than those 3 books right there. I mean, I've got some more, but I'm talking about marketing and selling and promoting, okay? Those 3 books. Now, I'm gonna give you some tips for marketing and promotion. And I've said this on other videos before. So I'm going to give you 3 breakdown tips. You can take these wherever you go when you want to run your ads and whatnot, but this will always work. Your age. This is how you determine your demographic, but you can break this down to any subcategory to subcategory to subcategory, to any city, to any age group, okay? You got to start with your age, your lifestyle interests, and your geolocation. Your age is minus 10 years plus 10 years. Anybody that sees you, anybody that hears you talk, they see how you dress, they see how you walk, they see how you carry yourself, will resonate with you, and they will understand that, oh, this person is about this age. You can look at a person and tell that you're about this age, okay? Plus 10 years, minus 10 years. That's your age range. The next thing is lifestyle interest, because nobody listens to music unless they relate to you via a lifestyle interest. Again, the way you dress, the hat you wear, the sports teams, what you drink. Like me, I drink a lot of tea. I love tea. You know what I mean? So that's what you're seeing in this cup. You may be a tea drinker or professional tea drinker, and you say, hey, he likes tea. I like tea. Let me watch his show. It's that simple. I've said this on this channel before, but I'm only bringing it to you to remind you, okay? Lifestyle interests connect people to your product or your music or your art or whatever it is you do, okay? And then outside of that is your location. Your location is where you live. It's your dialect. It's how you cut your hair, right? It's how you wear your clothes, all right? If age focused on that, your location changes that too. Because if you hear me speak, outside of if you've never seen this channel, you may say, oh, he has a little bit of a dialect from the South. Because I am from the South, right? And that's just what it is. So people are going to resonate with you on that. If you wear your hair a certain way and you're from the Caribbean, people are going to resonate with you that way as well, especially through the way you speak. Those are 3 marketing tactics that you can put in your back pocket and take with you everywhere. All right? Now, the next thing we got to focus on here is some money management tips. Here's the best thing I've learned about money management so far, especially if you're just getting started and you're basically making the income for yourself to live. For any income you get in, you got to be very disciplined. If you can save 20% of your income, do it. All right? Save 20% of your income because you will be taxed at a certain point. If you get to the end of the year and you have the tools to measure your tax liability, meaning that you can see how much you're probably going to be taxed, and you have your 20% saved up through every month of the year so far to, September, right? Then you can determine, hey, I can use this tax money to buy some long-term assets like a computer or like a printer or a camera or something like that, an expensive item that I can use in the business, or some recording equipment, something like that. That 20% savings will take you a long way. There's more on financials I can go into, but if you can start saving 20%, understand, I'm telling you to save 20% because once you get to that 22% tax bracket, you will already have the money there. Okay? You're basically you're saving your self-employment tax, 15.3%, and if you can do that from the beginning, you'll be good to go. You'll be saving yourself even though you don't know how to do taxes, even though you may not have any QuickBooks software or Zero software to maintain your books. Even though you haven't gotten that far, you will be good just in case you get into tax trouble, okay? So take that 20%, put it in your back pocket, save it for a rainy day or save it for tax day, okay? Next, we got to talk about some music business right here. There are some books for music business knowledge that you need to possess, okay? My number one book, when I was first getting going, I got to take this little sticky note off. Excuse me. My number one book was this one, Music, Money, and Success by Jeff and Todd Braybeck. They used to work at ASCAP. They've been there for over 20, 30 years, something like that. They're twin brothers, I believe. This book is so thick. I mentioned it long time ago on this channel, and I hadn't brought it back since. But look at all my notes, man. I got notes in there, and there's more highlighted notes in here than sticky notes. But this book right here, it changed my understanding of how music is sold and licensed and published. It gave me the game on publishing, and I recommend that you check this out. Like my books, I also recommend grabbing the 60-day label on my website. That one is different. That one teaches you how to set up the entire framework of your record company the right way. For the United States, it's for that. But if you read it for like Canada, Mexico, the UK, you can kind of read through the lines. That is a framework book designed to get you structured and ready to go immediately, okay? Whereas these books like this and All You Need to Know About the Music Business don't do that. They just throw a bunch of contracts and legal jargon and some, how to sell and stuff like that. But no one actually teaches you how to build the label, how to get some hammers and nails and wood and build the label. And that's when I recommend my 60-day record label book. Go on musicmoneymakeover.com and grab that, and it'll show you how to do that. All right. And then, of course, if you have all you need to know about the music business, then that's great too. Now, my next bit of information is understanding how to read contracts. And I'm going to give you my top 4 contracts that you need to learn how to read. Okay, because this is going to give you the information on how to run your structured record company. If you bought the 60-day label, you need to learn how to read the contracts to help you run it. The number one agreement is the producer agreement. This is the buying and selling agreement that many of you use on a daily basis. The artist uses it. The record company uses it. The publisher, publisher doesn't really use the producer agreement, but the songwriters use it. The producers use it. Let's say the artist, the record company. So the top 4 people use this agreement. They communicate on this agreement all the time, day in and day out. And you need to learn how to read this, okay? The next one I recommend is a split sheet. The songwriters need to know how to read this. The music publisher needs to know how to read this. The record company needs to know how to read this. You get what I'm saying? The artist needs to know how to read this. The producer needs to know how to read it. You need to have a split sheet in your possession. You can grab a free one down below on the site, but you need to learn how to read it and how to use it. The next thing you need to learn how to read and use is a record contract, because many of you all running record companies or startup record companies do not know how to read a record contract, but all of the information that you want to know about the business is in that contract. It is the basis on how business is done. And if you don't know how the record business runs or your business runs, why would you start up a record company? See, the thing is, You all go and you get attorneys to draft a contract for you because you want to feel good about yourself. You go sign an artist to that contract, but you don't know how to run the business based on the contract that you had your attorney draft. You're just out here winging it still. You need to learn how to read your own contracts because therefore you can do more business quicker and faster in the game. If you understand the game, you can play it way better than someone who doesn't, who needs the attorney to help them get the deal. Those are the type of people that let the attorney get the deal and the record company run their record company when they do joint ventures and stuff like that. You don't want to be in that position. So you need to learn how to run your company with your record contract. The last thing I need you to learn how to read is a publishing agreement, okay? If you can read that basic publishing agreement, you will learn how the music publishing world works in a nutshell. It's not going to give you everything because every music publishing agreement is not the same. But if you can learn how to read a basic one, this will pan out really well for you. I recommend that you learn how to use one, how to read one. So therefore, when someone has a deal in front of you or they're talking some deal points at a bar, you understand what they're talking about. This goes for music publishers as well. You need to know how to run your music publishing company. What better way to learn how to run one is to read a contract based on how one actually works. Those are my top 4 contracts for you. Now, between all of this knowledge that I just gave you, you should be able to start out on a good foot. Through all of the books, the contract, the marketing tidbits, the money management tidbits I gave you, you should be a little bit sharper than, before you watch this video. Now, I can assure you I've been through all this clearly, as you can see, and walking you through this is a breeze for me. Breeze for me. I want you to take action and grab some of those books. Seriously. I do want you to go grab some of those books, brush up on your knowledge. You know what I mean? Grab mine if you need. Grab all the free stuff on the site if you need it. Go change your life, man. Because without these 5 skills, many artists will fail at what they're doing. Not because the art isn't great. It's because they don't have the business down. But number one, they really can't sell. They can't market. They can't promote. They can't engage with their fans. And they don't have any money management, knowledge. So my goal with this video was to remove the fog of waiting on somebody. To go and get it yourself. Hopefully I was able to do that. Visit musicmoneymakeover.com, Music Money Makers, and I'll see you next time. Peace.